Hey guys, it's me, Missy. Did you know that there is an active voice and a passive voice in English? Let me explain. In active voice, in a sentence, the subject performs the action. The structure is typically subject, verb, and then object. Let's look at an example. The boss explained the job. The boss is the subject. Explained is the verb, and the job is the object. Active voice emphasizes who is doing the action. In passive voice, the action is performed on the subject. The structure is typically object, verb, and then by a subject. The doer of the action is optional in passive voice. For example, the job was explained by the boss. The job is the object. Was explained is the verb. And by the boss is the subject. This emphasizes what is being done rather than who is doing it. Key differences. Active voice focuses on the doer of the action and is generally more direct and clearer. Active voice is most often used in daily speech. Passive voice focuses on the action or the recipient of the action and can sometimes be more formal or used when the doer of the action is unknown or irrelevant. Let's look at some examples of active voice and passive voice in sentences. This will help you to understand it better. Active. The award-winning chef cooked the meal. Passive. The meal was cooked by the award-winning chef. Active. Charles's teacher explained the lesson. Passive. The lesson was explained by Charles's teacher. Active. Kelly sang that beautiful song we heard at the wedding. Passive. That beautiful song we heard at the wedding was sung by Kelly. Active. Our new startup company just launched an innovative product. Passive. An innovative product was just launched by our new startup company. Active. He repaired my car. Passive. My car was repaired by him. Active. My grandpa painted that beautiful portrait. Passive. That portrait was painted by my grandpa. Active. Their team won the game. Passive. The game was won by their team. Do you want to become proficient in English? I have developed an English course that will have you on your way to becoming very fluent in the language. This method is modern and fun and will definitely not leave you bored. You will learn with ebooks and graphics that will develop your visual understanding of English. We will also go through quizzes and tests to see how much you have learned. I will teach you phrasal verbs that you have to know to be able to communicate in English. You can see how phrases are translated from English to Spanish. We will even review English grammar and verbs in all tenses. This is a very complete course that will make you proficient in English. Go to blabinit.com now to learn more. Now back to the lesson. Active. The scientist conducted the experiment. Passive. The experiment was conducted by the scientist. Active. The gardener watered the plants. Passive. The plants were watered by the gardener. Active. The first grade students decorated the Christmas tree. Passive. The Christmas tree was decorated by the first grade students. Active. A very prestigious attorney defended the criminal. Passive. The criminal was defended by a very prestigious attorney. Active. A courier delivered the package. Passive. The package was delivered by a courier. Active. The incredible team that we put together solved the problem. Passive. The problem was solved by the incredible team that we put together. Active. Jane Feldman wrote the book. Passive. The book was written by Jane Feldman. Active. A professional photographer took our family portrait. Passive. Our family portrait was taken by a professional photographer. Active. Billy composed that song. Passive. That song was composed by Billy. Active. The movie director filmed the scene. Passive. The scene was filmed by the movie director. Active. The maid cleaned the house. Passive. The house was cleaned by the maid. Active. The judge just announced the verdict. Passive. The verdict was just announced by the judge. Active. She finished the project in less than a day. Passive. The project was finished by her in less than a day. Active. Victoria solved the riddle first. Passive. The riddle was solved by Victoria first. Active. The engineer designed the bridge. Passive. The bridge was designed by the engineer. Active. The 4 men built the house alone in 6 months. Passive. The house was built by the 4 men alone in 6 months. Active. The police officer caught the suspect. Passive. The suspect was caught by the police officer. I hope you now understand the difference between active voice and passive voice in English. If you need to, go ahead and repeat the video so you can practice more. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell so you receive a notification every time I upload a new video. You are so smart, so believe it. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, my favorite blabonitos!